Good morning, everyone. Mike McConville here, Stratford, Ontario, Canada. It is Valentine's Day today, February 14th. And as you can see here in Stratford, it means dead of winter. Yeah, I would call this the dead of winter. We have this Gibson Explorer that Brad dropped off. Now, Brad is a long-time local customer and friend. These frets, and it is the month of February, and you've heard me say that before, these are sharp enough to draw blood. We're going to do that edge dress. It needs a fret dress at the neck junction. We're switching over these heads, these Grover heads, to Spurzel machine heads. I'll be putting a compensated nut on this one as well. This has a pretty shallow neck pitch, so this neck pickup will have to come out while we dress the frets at the top end here. Well, Brad had dropped off a brand new replacement bridge. This one was getting kind of punched, so we put that new replacement bridge on, and it doesn't need any help at all. It is rock solid. We've removed that nut nice and clean right on the glue line. There's no chips of wood. I wanted to bring you in right here and kind of show you just how much buildup of black lacquer there was on that leading edge, and that's why I heated this up, scored it with a hot razor knife before trying to extract it. But you can see side view, nice and square. This is the treble side, same deal, super clean. Those frets they're pretty sharp. In Canada at least, this is the time of year, January, February. So this time of year, bring your guitar into your tech, get them to edge dress while those frets are protruding, because when you get it done this time of year, it'll never be an issue again. Now, in addition to the edge dress, this needs to be leveled, crowned, and polished anyway, and it does need to be leveled at the neck junction. Lots of real estate on these frets. They're nice and high. We've got lots to work with. So this will be tuned to a CGC FAD tuning. So because of the neck angle on this one, I did have to remove that pickup. It's still wired. I got it in that Ziploc bag and gently set it aside. It's wrapped in some foam, and that'll give us clear access to this top end of the fingerboard, that neck to body junction where there's always trouble. We've got the lay of the neck on this Gibson Explorer is basically as straight as we can possibly get it. There isn't a lot of discrepancy, but there's enough. There's a high spot right here. There's a high spot here, and here. And that is enough to disrupt the ability to be able to drop this action down anywhere he wants it. So we're going to take care of those high spots. We're going to dress full length and get rid of all the fret wear and those frets just from the player. And then we'll set this thing up. This isn't something you do like once every 3 months or something. This is just done once, done right, and that's it. As you can see, no CNC machine. It's all done right here on the tech deck. Cheers. Okay, frets are buffed. The new bridge is installed. And now we're going to swap out these machine heads for the Spurzels. The center line is marked, and I have the distance from the spring pin, the indexing spring pin, to the edge of the hole. So these heads step down from the tallest to the shortest, so the shortest one being the first string furthest away from the nut, and the tallest one being the low E string closest to the nut. I've got my little micro drill bit that I'm using to mark the center of the hole. Before I use the actual drill bit to drill for this spring pin, pretty well taken the paint off the edge of the hole. Let's see how much room we need for these cuffs. And yeah, that's looking good. So when you're retrofitting these Spurzel heads, the diameter of the cuff is quite a bit larger than the standard Grover cuffs, so they do have to be opened up a little bit. There's no screw holes on the back of the Spurzel casing. It's just that spring pin, that indexing pin, that stops the machine head from rotating under string tension. And this is it. So just a quick recap. We put that new bridge on that Brad supplied me with. You can see how far those saddles had to go back. We just squeaked in the intonation on this tuning, which is CGC FAD. This is the string gauge that he uses, 11 to 54, with a 22 plain third string. And the compensated nut is done and intonated, and the Spurzel tuners are installed. So between the locking tuners, the compensated nut, and then that new bridge, he's good to go. So the Explorer is done.